If you're a woman who's in your 40s, 50s, 60s, or beyond, and you're starting to feel something shifting inside you, like your life looks fine from the outside, but there's something starting to come from the inside that wants more, that wants more aliveness, more freedom, then this video is for you. I want to let you know that I am having some research conversations. I'm researching women in this age group, what it is your needs are, your wants are, what it is that's going on in your life. It just takes 2 minutes to fill out the form. I'd really appreciate it. There's a link below in the description. It's a simple Google form. I will read every response. And if it seems like there is alignment, then I will contact you via email to set up a day and time for us to talk one-on-one. So I really appreciate that. If you'll do that, that's great. This goes a lot towards my research about women in our age range and what it is that you're going through, to see if it's similar to what I've been through and what other women are going through that I'm talking to. So again, I appreciate your time doing that. So this feeling that you're probably having inside, that you feel restless, you feel reflective, maybe even emotional, maybe even creative. This isn't something random. This comes at this time in our lives, in our 40s, 50s, even early 60s. It's not random. This tends to happen to a lot of women. And I want you to know that it's not failure. There's not anything wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. But this is what I think that is happening. I think that it's a natural feeling that you're going through. I've been through that. So many women are going through the same thing. It's a part of life that we're getting to the second half of life. We've built our first half. Now we're getting to the second half. And when you feel this, I really don't think you're not being selfish, and you're not being ungrateful for what you do have in your life. You're not being ungrateful. This is a time in your life that can be expansive if you let it. So, what if there is part of you that's, because of this feeling you're having inside, it's like calling you to give time to it and to listen to it. In the first half of our lives, the first 40, 50 years of our lives, we're really building our lives, right? We're learning so much from our families, from our communities, from our churches, from our aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, even from society, from the news. We're learning so much information and ways of thinking about life from so many of these different people, and that is a big part of our first half of life. We're also building our own personal lives because we're studying, go to college, you get your job, perhaps change jobs, perhaps find a partner or a husband or wife and build a family. Sometimes it's kids, sometimes it's four-legged kids, but we're building our lives in the first half of life. So what happens in the second half of life? So it's this area in between these two halves, I think, that is what I have been going through, and I think you are going through as well. So this is the second half of life shift that we're going through. Getting to a point in life that we're starting to ask different questions. We're starting to look at life from a different lens. And we're starting to ask, does this life I have right now, does it actually feel alive for me? Does it fit who I am right now? And that's a super important question to be asking yourself. So I want to share a little bit about me. I'm originally from the East Coast of the U.S. My husband is from southern Spain. So when we were living in North Carolina for a few years, then we decided to move back here to Spain. And when I was working as an assistant controller, which is my profession as an accountant, assistant controller. there was like so much happening at the same time professionally. I started to get the feeling that I didn't want to continue that profession. I also started to feel like, I have been for so many years my kid's mom, like the role of being a mom, being a wife, being an assistant controller. And I started to feel inside that I was kind of losing myself. Like, who's Amanda now? For so many years of raising kids and giving a lot of my attention to my profession, to my family. I started to really feel that. I started to feel that, red flag kind of starting to come out and say, hey, you need to spend time and listen to yourself and really take time, honor yourself, respect yourself, and take time to figure out who you are right now. So that's what I really did. I started to slow down. I started to meditate. I started to really question who I was and what I wanted to do professionally, and also personally, how I wanted to spend my time. And I really wanted to enjoy each day and to create meaning in every single day. I'm pretty sure if you're still watching this video, then you're probably feeling the same thing. So, a lot of women that I'm speaking with nowadays in these conversations and clients that I've had going through this as well, they're starting to realize that they want something deeper. They want something different in their lives. Some people are wanting to feel like they're contributing more to society or to their communities or to organizations. Some people are feeling like they want to have more creativity, picking up a hobby or perhaps learning a musical instrument or pulling their violin. I have my violin over here, picking that up every once in a while, playing it. Or in community, some women feel like, I really do miss being around others. I've been kind of isolating myself to just myself and my family and my workspace. But now I really crave that community with like-minded people. So it's taking the time to really figure out what it is that you're looking for. What are you feeling pulled towards? If you'd like to comment below, I'd love to see your comments. What do you feel like your heart, your soul, what do you feel like you're being pulled towards? Are you being pulled towards more meaning, more creativity, connecting with other people, making a contribution, like leaving a legacy behind, or something that feels more real and aligned to who you are now? So whenever you start to feel this, this feeling inside that something isn't just right, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to make such a dramatic change in your life. It may or may not mean that you want to change jobs or change professions like I did. It doesn't mean you have to blow up your life. It doesn't mean that if you're with a partner that you have to break that relationship. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that you're going to start taking the time to really see what it is that's from the inside, what it is that you really feel like is going to help you feel more alive, more yes about your current life that you're not feeling right now. This doesn't mean that, that change is going to happen overnight. It's a lot of times smaller and more meaningful and small steps that you take. It's how you spend your days, what it is that you prioritize, what it is that you see as meaningful in your life, how you connect with other people, what you do with your time. So it's how honest you start to allow yourself to become. So it's a process. I think it's a natural feeling that we all feel at this time in our lives. But what is not natural is how you get to the other side of that journey. Do you continue with that feeling and you just keep trying to push it down? Or do you try to look for a process, a way to work through this so that your life does become more meaningful and alive? So The process that I used in my life is the first step is awareness. It's stop ignoring that feeling that you have inside that's like, hey, something is going on in here. I'm not quite feeling right. It's to not ignore it. It's to actually become aware that you're feeling that and to start listening inward. And then how do you do that listening inward? For me, it was taking time to meditate. I really didn't even know what meditation was. I didn't know how to meditate. So I received a book from a friend of mine, and it was about meditation, how to meditate. Very simple process about how to meditate. Some people like to go on walks in nature. Some people like to journal to get their thoughts on paper, which I enjoy that as well. And other people, the way that they work through taking this time, their personal time, is just sitting in quiet, just sitting by themselves and just listening to whatever sounds they hear outside in the room or outside if they're outside in nature. So it's just creating that space to actually hear yourself. And then the next step is taking the time to realize at this point in your life, what are the things that really drain you? What are the things that kind of pull you down, pull your energy down, pull your emotions down? What are those things? It's when you take the time to think about this and to feel it, you start to realize what those things are. And then on the flip side of that is, what are the things that light you up? It can be small things. It can be big things. You may want to, as you're giving yourself this space and listening to yourself, figuring out what lights you up, it may be something big. You may want to start an organization. You may want to change professions. You may want to go back to school and learn to do something different. Who knows? You may want to live in another part of the world. And maybe smaller things like figuring out how you want to wake up in the morning, what it is you want to look for in your day. Instead of having your day come to you, you're looking for what it is that you want in your day. Because a lot of times it's we don't see what we're looking at. We see what we're looking for, right? So that's how you start to realize the things that drain you and the things that light you up. And then from there, what I did is then going to systems. It's how to work all of those into my daily, weekly life. Things that are natural and supportive. I didn't want to feel like I was hustling to do these things, to feel these things, to be this way, in a new way of being in my life. You don't have to force, your way into a meaningful life. You can begin to create systems or create those patterns. It may be your daily routine, during the workday, Monday through Friday, and then perhaps a different routine on the weekends. It may be starting to have a system where you contact people, where you're calling people, where you're meeting up with people, or maybe you're signing up for a class. So you have that system of deciding what it is that you want to do and then following through on those actions. It's creating those patterns, those systems that naturally support who you're becoming and who you are in the second half of life. So I want to reassure you that no matter how old you are, it's not too late. I want to reassure you again that you're not broken. There's not something to fix. It's looking at where you've been, where you are, and it's really looking at who you're becoming and who you want to become. You're not behind on anything. This isn't a race. This is you doing your human dance in your life. You're not behind anybody else. You are there, number one, in your life. You're not broken. There's nothing to fix. It's just to change listen to yourself and change to what you really feel more deeply as to who you are becoming. And this feeling inside is not a crisis. This feeling inside is a natural stage in your life. It's the beginning of becoming more fully yourself. So if this does resonate with you, I ask you to click the link down below. It takes less than 2 minutes on this form to answer about where you are in your life right now, what it is that you're feeling in your life, where it is, what parts of your life do you feel like you would like to see changes and see who you're becoming that's different from who you are now. I love hearing all the responses. I read every single response. And if I feel like your story aligns with my research, then I will contact you by email to set up a day and time to talk. We'll just sit down. Will ask you questions, and then I just love your open and honest answers to that. That would be fantastic. And you're welcome to ask me anything as well. So again, I look forward to reading your responses on the form. If you'd like to leave a comment below, that would be fantastic. If you'd click a like on the video, then it helps it get out to other people that may be going through the same thing that you are, that I have. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video.